today. And when you go into any job, you try to, leave something behind that was better than what it was when you got there. And I know that's the way Ken is. I certainly know that's the way I am. But when you look at this board, Ken's name is in blueprints. And those planes have been flying for 40, 50, probably more years than that, and they're going to fly for longer. And that's just an external's legacy that Ken is leaving behind. And he's still going to help us. We're bringing him in as a consultant. There's always plenty of things that we need help with, and knowledge is king. And you'll see Ken around from time to time. I only hope that he gets to spend time on those blue waters of Rhode Island with his son and his wonderful daughter-in-law. When you leave today, first pat yourself on the back. Job well done. But we're going to be a little empty, Ken. And the full-time energy, and the industry is going to lose a little bit today. Or on the 12th. It's not today. But I can only say how nice it's been as someone to work with you, not only back from the days at down 500 Main Street, as you like to call it, and a lot of pickles. And I just want to thank you on behalf of this team. But be proud, enjoy the fruits of your labors, and just live it to the fullest, Ken, because you deserve it so much with everything that you've given all these years. And just, again, that's pretty special. Not a lot of people can say that. So, Jim.
Okay, thank you. First of all, congratulations, Ken. Well-deserved retirement. I was thinking back over the last week or two about, how are things different before Ken was here? And I guess the one thing I kind of keyed in on was, I think historically EA Patton was always a pretty good tube manufacturing shop, but I don't think most of us knew what the hell the tube did or where it was used and things like that. So I think Ken has really brought and educated all of us, where the parts are used, what their function is, what the criticality is, things along those lines. I also think model-based definition, right? We've heard that, maybe a million times in the last 20 years. And I thought I saw Roger over here. We even got Roger to embrace the model-based definition to the point where he won't even look at a job unless there's a model. And if one doesn't exist, we'll create one, right? It's how we drive the business, as Ken likes to say. And obviously we learned a lot more about the specifications, PWA 333, for example, that I think Ken might have had a hand in creation. Instead of just knowing that, I can look at this attribute table, I think a lot more of us here as a company understand what all the pages in 333 tell us about the tubes. I'd also like to highlight some of the Ken-isms that we've come to know. Eggs and tomatoes. I have no idea what that means, but Ken says it all the time. The Daily News versus the New York Times. We're not going to hear that anymore. I think my favorite was, they don't talk to you, you got to read them. Oh. Talking about the blueprints, It's true. I actually use that in my personal life as well. And I personally will really miss the cryptic emails, 3 words, a bunch of little characters. I have no idea what he's talking about. I got to go ask him, Ken, what are you talking about? Lastly, TCNs. Nobody knew what a TCN was here. Now we actually have it built into our product structure. Even I use it on my quotes. But seriously, I would just like to thank Ken for all he's done for EA Patton, for me personally, in my development, and all of us, in turning EAP into the best damn tube shop in town, as Ken likes to say. So, well deserved, and thank you.
Let's get Mark and Tyler up here. There's Mark. Where's Tyler? Okay, we've got a couple things for you, Ken. And before, by the way, there's a cake, but it wasn't ready on time. It'll be ready for break time at 2, so it'll be in the in the cafe area. But so, a couple of things here. Ken, this is some pictures that go back. Many of us looked a lot thinner and darker hair. But there's a lot of nice signatures and a lot of nice special comments from this team that you've worked so closely and passionately with.
A lot of people drinking in here.
Yeah. What is it, the Christmas party? Is that what it, or the picnic? A lot of smiles in there. Okay. And Tyler, you got something else here?
Hell yeah. Look it. I knew he was going to wear the shirt today.
It's not ticking.
No.
So we try to get somebody from every department to kind of touch this. You know, as we've always said, we're a big family. And Ken likes red, so. Whoa, sheet metal.
Only me mom calls me Ken. She's not here. You get the toppers. That's the right name.
You gotta get the toppers out of there, Ken. That's just a
Does
display for
anybody
what we
know what
want.
the stuff is underneath my name here? I don't think so. We dropped ink on Mylar and plastic in the old days.
Brass knuckles.
Brass knuckles. So, a lot of you were here when we went through the beginnings at Thick Wall, and that's kind of been, you know, one of those outstanding projects. So now Ken's got some forever thick wall tubes.
It's a little too heavy to have on a boat, but you know, I have a place for it.
Yeah, I think there's a workshop table that might need weighing down.
I got a man cave. I have a man cave.
Yeah.
So Ken, some comments?
I'm too emotional to give comments. Great run. It's all about you guys. So I'm BC before computers, right? So I used to drop ink on drafting boards. Some of the 8Ds that are flying, still flying today, I own parts on them. I've designed every part from a fan to a turbine blade. Got stuck with tubes. 1969, my first tube. JTF 22 became the F100, did the fuel system. And at the time, they were breaking up East Hartford, so I got sent to Florida in my 69 Volkswagen. So you could, in the old days, Pratt would fly you first class. It was $124.80, or I could drive my VW Volkswagen to Florida for $15.62. So I took the money. They flew you home every 3 weeks, but that was the start of tubes. Always seemed to be a problem in my life for some reason. We used to have wooden mock-ups designing tubes, so I got hooked up with quite a few people with tubes, trying to, you know, improve the state of tubes. I'm probably proudest of 777, A330 tube integration. We modeled 100% of the engine on the outside, embarrassed the Corps to do the same internally, and it became standard work for Pratt Whitney. So when I came here, Roger was sitting about over Bob S. is right here, and I watched him program a part. one of my terms is also you're an idiot. So they're programming parts, app geometry, I won't get into that, but like that you could have done it in 1950 and not in 2000, whenever the hell I got here, so.
2003.
So I had a little discussion with Roger, Roy Bolio, and I said, guess what? We're gonna change how we program parts at the APAT. So Roger became a true believer. Total respect for you, Roger. But we've come a long way in this company, a very long way, all right? So it's not always about me, it's about you people, right? So that's what it's on my wall, that's what everybody should work for. We work for the floor, okay? So I could go on and go on, but you know, I'm not that type of person, right? So, but I got some gifts here today, but I have a gift today for EA-PAT Company, okay? This is so you don't forget Uncle Kenny. So Matt, Sage, and let's get Tyler and Mark out here too. That's down. Sort of like here. Look at that. These welders are prima donnas, right? So, but I'm always out here circulating with the welders. They come up to me and they say, we don't have an American flag here, Ken. And I said, well, I'm gonna go get you the biggest American flag in the world. And even if Andrea wasn't gonna approve it.
I
okay.
approved it,
I-
just for the record.
So, the welders got their way, all right? A couple of these running man things, I'm not too sure what that's about, but this deserves a place next to the American flag. You have to remember what you do in this company. Freedom. Right there. I'm getting emotional again, damn it, I'm sorry. This is the best aircraft in the world to me, F-22. Two F-119 engines. If a Pratt Whitney engine flies today, you people make parts for it. What a great life. Okay. So we'll put Brian to work, and we'll get it up on the wall next to Old Glory up there. I signed it 24/5/12. That's how the dates are in all product definition from Pratt Whitney. Okay, so just a little remembrance of you guys. I'll never forget you.